The year was 1812. The Second Great Awakening was beginning, and from it would spring the Campbellite Restoration movement, Adventism, and a resurgence of holiness churches. One thing that the evangelistic emphasis began to do in the United States was to open the eyes of American Christians to the need of people in other parts of the world to hear the gospel. As a result, missions boards were started, through which funds could be raised to send out missionaries. One of the first was the American Board of Commissioners for Foreign Missions, or ABCFM. Founded in 1810 as a Congregationalist mission board, it sent out its first missionaries in 1812, 3 married couples and 2 single men. One couple was Adoniram and Ann Judson, who along with Luther Rice would be landing in India. Judson knew that when they arrived in India, they would be seeing William Carey, a Baptist missionary already there, and so on the voyage he began to study the issue of infant baptism in earnest. By the time Judson arrived in India, he had become Baptist from this study, and knew he could not continue to accept the support of the ABCFM. Rice also became a Baptist, and a plan now needed to be formed. Rice returned to America, earnest on getting support from Baptists, so that Judson could remain overseas to travel on mission to Burma. With William Carey's endorsement, Luther Rice rode on horseback throughout America, working to get Baptists involved in foreign missions. It wasn't long before the Baptists were on board, and they too created a missions board to organize the work. This was called the General Missionary Convention of the Baptist denomination in the United States of America for Foreign Missions. The convention was known most commonly as the Triennial Convention, since it would meet every 3 years. Under this heading, state and regional conventions were also formed, and most Baptist churches in America were soon involved in supporting missionaries by this method. In the mid-1800s, slavery was a controversial topic in America, and the Triennial Convention had tried to stay out of the matter. Abolitionists and slavery supporters alike were allowed to participate. One of the boards that the Triennial Convention had put in place was the Home Mission Society, which ordained missionaries while trying to remain neutral on slavery. In 1844, the Georgia State Convention decided to run a test case and presented slaveholder James Reeve as a missionary to the society. The society recognized this as a test case, and feeling that Reeve wasn't presented in earnest, but simply to try and get the convention to leave its neutral position, they denied to ordain him. With the test case failed, 9 state conventions left the Triennial Convention and formed the Southern Baptist Convention. The Southern Baptist Convention has retained its name and grown to be the second largest group of Christians in the United States, behind the Catholic Church. In 1995, the convention officially apologized for their past racism and defense of slavery and white supremacy. The Triennial Convention reorganized in 1907 as the Northern Baptist Convention, from which several other Baptist groups have split, including the General Association of Regular Baptist Churches and Foundations Baptist Fellowship International, and in 1950 the Northern Baptist Convention renamed to the American Baptist Convention, and finally to American Baptist Churches USA in 1972. Is there any chance of the Southern Baptist Convention and the American Baptist Churches USA merging together? Since the split, the fundamentalist modernist controversy took place, and American Baptist Churches USA landed well away from the fundamentalist side. Each congregation can choose for themselves whether to ordain LGBT clergy and perform same-sex marriages. Women can be ordained for ministry, human evolution is widely affirmed, and literal inerrancy is not held to. The Southern Baptist Convention also had a large contingent of moderate to liberal congregations, and in 1971 put out a statement that permitted abortion in a large number of cases. In addition to many other reasons, this lit a fire among the conservatives, who rallied together and systematically worked to elect conservative presidents, and then from the top down to reshape the convention, putting theological conservatives at the heads of all the denomination's universities and agencies. The scheme worked, and the SBC today is strongly in the evangelical category. Because these two denominations today are often on opposite sides on both theological and social questions, it doesn't look like there will be even the thought of a merger for a long time into the future.